Hello, I am Nathan, and this is Thunder Up Talk. And joining me today is my very, very good friend, Alex Bojack. What's up, man?
How you doing, buddy? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Well, today, in light of some of the injuries that have kind of taken place lately, we are going to talk about worst case scenarios. So we have some friends who like best case scenarios, but we thought we'd turn it around a little bit and talk about worst case scenarios. So obviously, I think the easiest place to start for sure with this team that is this deep and is by far the favorite to win is just the injuries, the injury bugs. So I do think you kind of have a hot take on some of these, but do you want to start with any of the top three guys? Because that's basically where we're headed when we're talking about worst case scenarios.
Sure.
Okay.
Um, I think something that yesterday that last season really spoke to is an injury to Chet. I think only affects our win total by 4 or 5 games,
I agree. Yeah.
and
So
that's really interesting, and especially with like iHeart's possible extension or whatever they choose to do with this contract coming up.
mhm.
Um, I think Chet is the catalyst for the team, especially on the defensive end, which was night and day in the playoffs. Like super clear defensively, the stalwart of the team. And so I think like the defensive end would struggle, especially near the basket where he plays. But the overall efficiency of the team, I don't know.
Yeah. So with Chet, would you say so you think we would still win low 60s? Is that basically what you
Oh
think
yeah,
we'd still win? Yeah.
yeah.
And that's kind of where I made a few notes. I went a little lower, but I still thought even though we did it last year, so it doesn't make a ton of
Mhm.
sense. But I just think, maybe teams are a little bit better. Maybe some complacency. We did have Chet for like 20 games or 25 games,
Right,
but I wrote
right.
60. 60 was my number, which is
Yeah,
still a crazy win total and would still by far make us the number one seed, I think, even this year.
yep. I think so
Um,
too.
because I was looking at seeds 2 through 8 last year, and it only
Okay.
took 48 to 52 wins to
Oh
be
wow.
in that
Oh
range. So
wow.
52
Yeah.
was the number.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm with you on that. How far though, and again, this is Chet completely out the entire season.
Mhm.
How far into the playoffs do you think we make it?
Uh, this team missing only one of their big three, I think, is a Western
Mhm.
Conference team. No matter which of the big three it is, including the reigning MVP.
Okay, okay, I like that. I disagree. I disagree,
That's
but I
fine.
like that. I like
Yeah.
that. For Chet, I did write that I thought we would make it to the Western Conference Finals.
Hmm.
Um, I think no matter no matter way you look at it, I think we're going to end up playing Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. To me, it's just, do you agree that's the top tier
That is
right now in the
substantially the
West?
most likely for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think we beat that team without Chet. I just don't. So I
That's
think we make
fair.
it there, but I think we lose. Okay, that's interesting. So
So,
you,
so
uh-huh.
there's an interesting part to each of these things to where nothing major, but is there a small something that happens if Chet gets injured in November and is for sure out? And now we
Hmm.
have Chet out for the year and Sorber out for a year. Do you expect the organization to not do anything again, ninth man, maybe eighth man at a trade deadline? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they chose not to. Um,
Sure.
but someone who is just, can Brandon Carlson play 8 minutes a game in the playoffs? Probably not. If
Yeah,
he
probably
has
not.
all season to get to have a chance, if Jay Will has a chance to have all season or most of a season to try to learn in a much slimmed up form as he's been,
Hmm.
I think that's interesting. There's the honor response that has to do with Jay Will being healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what that could mean. But I don't know.
Yeah. So you think there would be, I don't know. I just think the Thunder would stay put with the team. I don't think that they would make a move, but who knows? I think they would rely on iHeart and I mean Jay Will does look good. He was just yakking those threes in the preseason, and I love every second of it. And it just feels like he's starting to find like he's like, yeah,
Well,
I am a shooter. And I know you and I personally talked about it. He was
right.
a shooter, one of the best shooters for sure
Yeah.
throughout the entire season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Which
but
surprised me a lot.
yes, but again, that defensive impact still does. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
losing Chet, we've talked about that as well. I mean,
Well, the funny, honestly, that obviously the anecdote with Denver is we now have a Jokic stopper and Alex Caruso,
that's true. Yeah,
which again, was anecdotal for one game seven. But if you have him put 12 minutes on Jokic every game and just make his life awful,
hmm
um, but I have kind of an overarching thought after we talk about the other two
cool.
of
And
the
I want to come back to Caruso too if we have time, because
yeah.
well, I'll just say it. He's like my all like for the injury most important player.
Mhm.
I think he's he might be number four to me, just because of everything he did in the playoffs specifically.
Sure.
That may be kind
Yep.
of dumb because of Dort, but
Well,
I
he's
just
he's got a very legitimate he's got a very legitimate argument for being that guy in the
yeah.
playoffs.
My
And
my
especially
argument, uh-huh.
go ahead.
My argument is basically like I we don't win that Denver series without Caruso.
Mhm.
We might somehow still win it without Dort, which isn't quite fair, but at a series level, because it was one of the more difficult ones is the first or second most difficult one, however you want to look at it. I think it might have been the most difficult one. We don't make it without Caruso and what he did in
Well,
the yeah.
and honestly, like Dort being NBA first team all defense, Caruso would be first team all NBA defense if you played the amount
That's
of
a really good
games.
point.
But you
Yeah.
have again, like that's one of the things that's insane about the Thunder is we're having this conversation again this year. Because
Yeah.
Dort, like I think you're right with Caruso, with the one exception of Dort's specific 2.5 minutes of 3 pointers.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
so,
gosh.
but
Yes.
again, Caruso had offensive times during stretches where he was the only guy, not SGA, who was getting anything
Yeah.
going. And
Yeah.
so,
It's kind of like,
yeah,
hey,
I think
we're gonna
it's
get us a
very
bucket,
legitimate.
which is a weird
Very
thing.
legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move to J-Dub. So you've kind of already said all three. I think we make it to Western Conference Finals. So this is where a little some fun debate happens.
Yeah.
I wrote down I think we win 52 games. So I think we dropped substantially with J-Dub.
Wow. Okay.
But again, I told you 48 to 52 wins still
Mhm.
get and that 52 range still gets us the
Right.
2, 3 seeds.
Right.
So, who cares? Um, I just think the 20 some odd points that he averaged are real close to
Hmm.
it. And just his versatility defensively. I mean, it feels so long ago, but do you remember
Right.
J-Dub was guarding Wembanyama like
Right.
in
Oh
regular
yeah.
season games.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I mean, we had J-Dub was like guarding him, and our the weak side was like sliding over and helping a ton.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
like he was our five for like a 20 game period. I mean, it's just crazy. So I
And
just think because we have iHeart, he can
mhm.
kind of make up for Chet, obviously. Who is that for sure getting you 20, 25 points per game? And oh, by the way, he's an improved scorer. So he probably is going to
Sure.
get closer and closer to 25 at some point. So that was my thinking. I think we win 52 games and we win a theoretical second round for sure.
Okay.
Um, Well, that we win a first round for sure, and that second round could get dicey. So yeah, I think the second
Oh
round
right,
could
because
get
that was the Denver series. Right.
yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah.
So
So
I think my response is like thought process is the
Hmm.
first two responses. One of which is obviously these are in a vacuum. So what
Sure.
are we gonna do? The team that started last night, if my phone will work helpfully, the team that started last night with obviously J Dub out, letting his wrist
Uh-huh.
chill out.
Yeah.
Um, how many wins do you think this team gets?
Okay, tell me.
Hartenstein, Shea, Caruso, Dort, Case and Wallace.
Yeah, and Chet's
Now
gonna be
here's my honor response is the the full starting five we had last year, our full double big lineup.
yeah.
I think Mark said last night 13 games.
Yeah, not very much time at all.
So I'm not banking on a one player to one player swap in. That's not what I'm banking on.
Uh-huh.
I think if Dub is out, first of all, you start the double big lineup and
Yeah.
Chet does a lot more four. And going back to the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, all NBA Chet was the conversation.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. That's a good point. That's a
And
good point.
and I think Chet bumping up 5 or 6 points a game in a combination of any given night, Dort making two extra threes, Joe making two extra threes, Kaysen making two extra threes, um, Aaron Wiggins going off for 6 or 7 more points. If
Hmm.
Topic finds his rhythm, if AJ finds his rhythm, and maybe Shea takes on just a little bit more, which puts him up to,
Yeah.
32, 33, 34 a game over a stretch.
And
And
that's where
so I
my mind
think,
went to for
mhm,
for Shea. Maybe instead of missing a quarter of the fourth quarters, Shea
yeah,
only misses 12 of them. And
yep,
like so that
yeah,
we remember like Shea averaged 32 or 30, whatever it was, something crazy, 32, 33. Could that guy
right,
average
whatever.
35 a game just playing fourth quarter? Probably, or close to it. So,
Yeah.
um,
And I think part of that ties into AJ and Topic, honestly, because it's a well-rounded response. You know what I mean? If
mhm.
either of them can get legitimate minutes off the bench as a distributor, guys like Aaron Wiggins, who's a cutter, guys like Joe, who's a pop out and catch and shoot guy. If Case and Wallace, who said he wanted to be a little bit more um, attacking in his offensive game. I feel like there's a combination of guys that I don't expect to have one of them all of a sudden average an additional 8 points a game. But I think combining two or three of them
Sure.
for an additional 15 to 16 points a game out of this group is
Yeah.
completely doable. Because like the
Yeah.
Henri response is our rotation then looks like if we do the double big, if we start Kaysen, Dort, Shea, Chet,
Mhm.
Ihart. Off the bench is still Caruso, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Kenrich
Yeah.
Williams, whenever he comes back, and Jay Will. And I
That's
like
still a
that team
really
for
good team.
58, 59.
How many wins did you say?
Like, I like that team all day long.
How many
All day
wins?
long. 58, 59. Like, right
Okay.
up, like between 58 and 59.
Yeah, and so and again, like to me, that secures the first seed for sure in the West at that number, 58, 59. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and I mean, wouldn't you think that Queso would take on the starting duties the majority of the time? I mean, they would probably go back and forth a little bit, maybe, but I think Queso would be the de
Yeah.
facto starter for, yeah.
I think you would expect it. I'm curious to see what they want to do with Aaron Wiggins in general. When he comes off the bench, who he's playing with, and things like that. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what they choose to do with that.
I think yeah, because I like Kaysen because you still have the shooting, you still have that like kind of tenacious defender, even though he's smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And I like
Sure.
Wiggins just being able to go kind of cook sometimes, especially against
Mm-hmm.
maybe a
Absolutely.
second team a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
which I really do think that is like his role. So okay, well let's go ahead and jump to Shea. So
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that? I'll tell you my thoughts, but you go first. How many wins do you think we get? And you've kind of talked about how far you think we could make it
Yeah,
to the finals without Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
yeah. So I'm gonna use two words that are gonna be out of left field that you wouldn't expect.
Okay.
Point Booker.
Point Booker. Okay.
I feel if we have J Dub handle with AJ Mitchell or Topich being able to realistically be a secondary ball handler,
Yeah.
or maybe some Kaysen, or maybe some Caruso.
Yeah.
What has Dub been doing all off season?
Working with his left.
He would be a nightmare. If Shea goes out, we have two All NBA players, and it's Chet and Dub.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm not like I'm buying into the hype of who Chet was at the beginning of the season. Dub's already been an All NBA guy. It's easier to do it when you've already done it, and I think that's what happens. I just do.
And and Dub, I think he played point guard or whatever
At Santa Clara.
whatever you want to call it. But at
Mm-hmm.
in college, he was
Yep.
the ball handler. He played off of pick and roll a ton. And for some reason, I remember some weird stat like whatever they gave some weird stat about like how deadly he was specifically in pick and roll, like his decision making, and then
Mm-hmm.
also just random aside off his catch and shoot threes, which he's become a pretty good shooter. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So Dub at this starting
Yeah.
forward
Yeah.
point guard position would be cool.
And I'll tell you a win amount I think that we get there, and then I
Okay,
want to go to like my overarching theme, but I want to
sure,
hear your
yeah,
numbers first. So I think we're 50, 53, 54.
okay.
Like
So
I still think we handle almost all of the East, and we handle a bunch of the West, and
mhm.
lose some really close games and win some really close games.
I'm the pessimistic of our group. I wrote
Sure.
45 wins.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I still think we're, and the great thing about all this is like we're removing like 20 points and like at minimum our floor is a 45 win team that's fun and plays hard. Like
Right.
you do make good points. I just think it's still just so I don't want to use the word catastrophic, but I mean, it's Shea. He's just
Right.
so freaking good
He's the
and
best guard in the
consistently
league.
so good. That's the thing. Like it's 30
Yeah.
points,
Yeah. Yeah.
efficient 30 points. And that is
Yep.
something, the efficiency too is, you can get points from other dudes.
Right.
Um,
Right.
are they as efficient? Well, they're just not going to be in general because
Right.
they're not getting to the free throw line nearly like Shea
Yeah.
does either. Um, I wrote 45 wins, and because that would drop you down like in the
Hmm.
West
Sure.
to a play-in team, I wrote first round exit because we would be playing a Denver. So like
Sure.
that
Yeah.
would be hard. If you told me this team, but the West is so close. So if you told me that we
Right.
got 50 wins without a Shea, like I
Yeah.
wouldn't think that's crazy though. And then that
Yeah.
dramatically changes where we end up in the playoffs too.
Yeah.
A four seed versus a play-in team. Well, then yeah,
Right.
we've got a shot to win a first round series.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
do you stick by the fact that you think we could still make it to would it be more likely than not that we make it to the Western Conference Finals in your mind without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
So it depends on when, right? If we
Yeah.
lose Shea
I'm just
post
saying
All
he's
Star
out all
break,
season. Out
if
all
he is out all
season.
season, I think we're a Western Conference Finals team, and not because I'm an idiot.
No, I mean,
So there's
we're
there's two
deeply.
reasons. One of which is a season of practice.
Hmm.
Topic doesn't touch the blue. AJ again doesn't touch the blue. Kaysen handles all year. Caruso handles all year,
He would
and
actually have to
Dub
play in the regular
handles
season a little bit,
well. But again, even if you
which
use
would
it
be,
sparingly, I think if we're playing half of the teams in the East and a quarter of the teams in the West, what are you going to do?
yeah.
Like a quarter of our games should be sleepwalks.
That's true.
And the overarching thing, like here's
Yeah.
really where I think this doesn't change no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Brooks Barnheiser is not the catalyst at all.
Mm-hmm.
But the level of defensive acumen that will be on the court at all times
That's a good
is
point.
through the roof with this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if Shai's not there, it suffers because he's a very good off ball guard defender. If Dub's there, it's a big deal because we're missing a second team off of defensive guy. And I think the people who then go in for him, Aaron Wiggins, not close to the same defender, but knows where to be most of the time. But if half of the time it's Alex Caruso, I don't see a drop off defensively.
Yeah. No,
I
you're
don't see a drop off defensively. And that's a weird thing to say. And so, like, Brooks Barnheiser isn't then going to step into the AJ or the Alex Caruso role. But, like, having another rookie who's 6'5 with, like, I think his wingspan is like 6'9 or 6'10,
yeah, yeah, he's got a big differential in his wingspan. Mm-hmm.
needs to learn to shoot. Dude's bonkers.
No, I love Brooks.
And so, like, the defensive firepower of starting Shea, Kaysen, Dort, Chet, Ihart, or if you don't go big five, Caruso, Chet. That
Mm-hmm.
is catastrophic for other teams. And I think the pressure we can have on other teams' point guards, regardless, gives us a legitimate shot all season long. And that's what gives us the best chance in the playoffs of grinding it out and getting some wins, especially after everybody on this team knows what's required.
Mm-hmm. And that's
That's one of
a
the things that I really keep going back to is we shot so bad in the playoffs. I'm like,
yes.
dude, we've
I was
already
getting
done
ready to
that
say that.
once.
That's
Like,
I know. I was getting ready to say like we that is your best argument for sure is the floor that is set with defense because like you're getting ready to say, we saw it happen throughout the
yeah,
playoffs. Like we were
right.
not we were not the same like shooting team, and part of that is playoffs, but I mean, we were just so bad shooting the
It
ball,
was
and
awful.
we still are NBA champions, and yeah, and it's that hey, nice hat, and in the regular season, we we have a bunch of guys, a bunch of try hard guys who are
Mm-hmm.
also talented. And
Yep.
it's just like you can't compete with that. Like in the NBA, at least like half the teams, they're just falling asleep by like January because they're out of the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs or it's a really difficult grind after,
Sure.
January, February, those kind of games. And our dudes just
Yeah.
play. They really do. So I'm with you probably closer on the win totals. Like 45 kind of seems a little low thinking about that. It's like maybe 50 for sure is the bar. But yeah, it's
But
great.
also, you're also like very clearly like the coach's poll was he's the best point guard in the NBA. That's
Yeah.
not a discussion. Um, and he's the reigning MVP. Like this dude was voted the most valuable player in the league. You lose him,
Hmm.
you should have a drop off. There
Yeah. Oh
should be a
yeah.
drop off.
Yeah.
And especially offensively for this team, like it has the ability to be catastrophic offensively
Yeah.
if Shay's out. Like that's the expectation, and that's kind of what should happen. Because what happened last
Hmm.
year with Chet being out and Ihart being out, what happened shouldn't have happened. It just
No.
shouldn't have.
No.
And but it was the coaching, players, the defensive acumen, the try hardness that you talk to.
Yeah.
That's what took them the entire rest of the way. That's what got them the first
Hmm.
seed. That's what got them through a couple different series. And that's why we're here is the stuff that I'm banking on if one of these things happens again, because
Yeah.
two of them did happen last year. They just didn't happen for the whole season.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've
And
already had the Dub injured postseason. We had it.
oh yeah,
He just played. We had
we
the
had
Chet
the
coming back
chat
kind
didn't
of like 70%, and it happened.
yeah. Yeah, Chet basically didn't play. I mean, he played just 10 games basically. Even the tail end, it
Right.
wasn't like our best. Like he was still
Right.
recovering. We looked funky with
Right.
iHeart. Like that really
Yep.
wasn't like how it was before. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't hate those takes at all. And the cool thing about this fun little thought experiment is that like you take off one of say the best player or even the second best player of most
Mhm.
teams in the NBA, it's like catastrophic. I mean, we talked
Oh yeah.
about the
Oh yeah.
Rockets, just losing Fred VanVleet. He's like their fourth best player. But
Hmm.
they don't have any depth. Like they don't have a point guard now.
They
I
don't
think
have
that's
point
going to
guard.
be way more catastrophic than things have been talked about. Like you're going
Yeah.
to have Amin Thompson bring up the Reed Shepherd be your point guard. Like
So, and that's
he's
my
a
conversation about.
he's
That's my
just
conversation about
small shooting guard.
the third best team in the West, if whatever we want to do it. Like our guards will be
Oh yeah.
licking their chops
Hmm.
at what they need to do to get the ball down the court and have some sort of flow of offense. Because again,
Yeah.
they have KD's a sniper, one of the best shooters of all time.
Yep.
But and Alperen Şengün can do a lot with the ball in the paint or at the nail or at the elbow.
But they got to get somebody
Got
to
to get the
pass
ball
them the
down the court.
ball and get it past half. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly
Yes,
right.
please. I'll take two. Thank you.
Um, and then like even Denver, like they use Jokic. What is Denver without Nikola Jokic?
Oh, a play-in
A
team.
bottom, I mean, like
They're a
yeah,
play-in team.
10
I believe.
seed.
I believe in Aaron Gordon. Big fan
Oh,
of
I
Aaron
love
Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. I love him. He's
And
great.
like I think so with the weird thing with Jonas Valanciunas this year, like I think
Uh-huh.
that starting five actually is cohesive enough to be fine, and Aaron Gordon's willing to do,
Uh-huh.
hey, I can do whatever you need me to do, including kind of go back to who I was a little bit in Orlando.
Hmm.
But like, I don't know. I feel like that
But
team
like
gets to the
nobody's scared
seventh
of that
seed or
team
the
at
eighth
all.
seed.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. Jay Will would love to play Valanciunas again in the playoffs.
That's right. Yeah, he'll just yeah. He'll probably get some more triple doubles or something. Um, all right. Hey, so we've talked about injuries a little bit. You kind of told me about another idea. I really want to kind of dive into this a little bit. So tell me your other idea of another potential worst case scenario that's outside of injuries.
Okay, so it doesn't really. It's not within the Thunder organization. If the league completely just muffs the Kawhi Leonard situation and like really
Yeah.
slams the Clippers and really slams Steve Ballmer, but don't really like if they don't really bring the hammer down on him with like a required time out of the league for like a year.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, if they get him out of his Clippers contract and he's still allowed to play this season, that's going to be a nightmare
That could
because
be fascinating.
again, that it's you're banking on someone who's well into their 30s, but is a very good player,
Hmm.
a
Oh yeah.
very good player who all of a sudden
Yeah.
is available for probably at bare minimum half of what he's worth, quote unquote.
Hmm.
And so all of a sudden, if Kawhi Leonard is just kind of like, oh well, I'm out of the contract and I have to not play until like the All Star break,
Hmm.
oh that's a problem because all of a sudden it's Lakers, Golden State, someone like he goes back to San Antonio.
That would
He's
be
like, hey,
fascinating.
I don't mind the
That's not
Toronto
gonna
weather.
happen.
I'm happy to go to Denver for half of a season.
That would
Like,
that's I don't love that one at all. Yeah,
like,
that's what scenario do you think
dude,
what team do you think you'd most likely go to real quick? And then which
Lakers.
team would scare you the most? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's almost definitely very interested. Maybe he goes
I
to
think so
Oakland
too.
just because he doesn't care. But just staying in LA makes his life the
Yeah.
easiest. And the Lakers would, and I think the league, honestly, would just slobber all over that. They just love it. They'd
Oh,
eat it up. Put him in the
yeah,
purple and
yeah.
gold. You've got a big three, whatever. I don't know, but
Do you
I go
would you
ahead, go
be
ahead.
legitimately scared of the Lakers if Kawhi went to LA? Like,
No,
could that be a Western Conference team?
no. Then have a center.
Yeah, but Luca has carried some teams. I'm a little higher on the Lakers than you are. I can
I'm gonna
tell. I
okay. I'm
know
only scared of the Lakers if they
Braun is
trade
a
for PJ
cone.
Washington. I'm only
Well,
scared of the Lakers if they trade for PJ Washington.
I mean, that might happen. LeBron doesn't play defense. I get that. He's injured. He's kind of probably 1 foot in, 1 foot out anyways. It kind of feels like, I mean, he's been playing forever. Kawhi, you're
It
probably
would be an
right.
incredible 1-2 punch
It would be.
with Luka and Kawhi,
Yeah. Yeah. But then he'd
and
get
I
injured in
think
the playoffs
LeBron
and it
being
wouldn't
there would be.
matter.
I don't know. I think it'd be
Yeah.
really interesting, but again, they don't have an interior presence. Is DeAndre
Yeah.
Ayton on that
Yeah.
team?
Yes. Yeah, he is actually. Yeah.
Like I said, they don't have a center. Like
That's exactly right. They don't have a center.
they played
Now,
Alex Len
Denver.
last year. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Denver is scary because they would be
Oh
smart
yeah,
about Kawhi. Jokic
yeah.
would still be the man. There'd be a great hierarchy. Like
Mhm.
Kawhi would kind of understand it. And I mean, Kawhi would just, I mean, Jokic would make Kawhi's life so easy, just like he does with everybody, adding a little more defense and kind of a go-to scorer sometimes. Like
Oh, for
sometimes
sure. Yeah,
outside of Jokic, they did need somebody
absolute
who just
bucket
needed
getter.
to go
Yeah,
get something, especially from the mid-range. Like Kawhi's probably still a top five mid-range shooter. Like he's got that little
yeah,
flat, like mid-range shot that he can get
yep,
off. Um,
yep.
that would be that would be fascinating. That would be fun. I would welcome it and I'd be all for it. But I do think that would be a little scary for sure. I think the Thunder should still by far be favorites against Denver, even with Kawhi, but it would make things fun.
I think that would be legit even odds. I think
Oh,
Vegas
you
would
think
put that at
so?
even odds. Yeah,
I
a
just
healthy, a healthy Kawhi,
a
a
healthy
healthy Denver
Kawhi.
with a healthy Kawhi against a healthy OKC because Jokic is Jokic.
I mean, they did take us to seven without a Kawhi, so
Right.
there's
And like,
that.
and we've got the benefit of a season of cohesion and all this jazz.
Yeah,
But like, yeah,
yeah. Well, that one's definitely interesting. I think it would be fun for the NBA. I don't know that I would love it as a Thunder fan. Um,
sure.
it would make our road to the finals even more difficult. But
Right.
um,
Right.
well, we probably need to wrap things up. Is there anything else that you would like to say, plug, bring up? We got a couple minutes. The floor is yours.
Uh, a lot of the people who will listen to Oklahoma City Thunder podcasts are Oklahoma City people.
Mhm.
And some people who aren't here or in central Oklahoma um, will have a legitimate expectation of what they think about when they think about Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
Um, since I'm in commercial real estate, and since the team signed on to stay with the passing of the new plan of the new stadium,
Yeah,
there have been dozens of international and regional and national companies that now want a footprint in Oklahoma City. There's
that's
stuff
awesome.
that's popping up. There's stuff that's planned. There's different restaurants that weren't quite interested that now maybe are interested. Not 3-star Michelin things, but like Oklahoma City had this weird, already had like a weird kind of like small Austin foodie
Oh
vibe.
yeah. Yes.
And that's just growing. And so it might be interesting to go to a game. But maybe someone ends up on this podcast and has stayed around this long. Oklahoma City can be a lot more interesting, and you could have a ton of fun in Oklahoma City
Hmm.
that you won't expect. If it's foodie stuff, if it's history stuff, whatever it is, there's a lot of things here that we've been able to be a part of or be able to be privy to in the commercial space. Oklahoma City has a lot going for it as a city, and because of where it's at. So it's a place that you may want to be thinking about going to an away game to LA or to Denver or whatever. But an Oklahoma City game that's over a weekend that you're here for a couple days. First of all, the crowd's
Hmm.
unmatched. But second of all,
That
the
is true.
city, the city hit up Nathan Miller for what some things that people should do when they're in the city.
And yeah, I love that message. And it's so true because I mean, I think people, like you said, outside of Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, like they think of Oklahoma and they're like, there is absolutely nothing. And again, it's Oklahoma City. We're still a small market. Like we're not
Right.
LA, New York, whatever. But like there is plenty to do in Oklahoma City. There's so many food options, like you said, that are so good. I think Oklahoma City, I mean, we've already kind of gotten recognized from like people in that
Mhm.
industry, like good
Yep.
food.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's
It's like
like,
a top 30 foodie city. Yeah.
yeah, which is all, and you kind of mentioned kind of like the Austin vibe. So, and we just keep improving and getting better. You know what? We're like Shea. We just keep getting better and better. It's
Always
consistent,
something.
incremental, and we
Always
just
something.
just keep getting there as a city, and it's so awesome to be part of and to see, and yeah, just love it, man. So, all right, before I get off, anything you want to plug social media wise, before we leave?
No, I think not even social media wise, just like there's a lot of really quality people who are walking into the Oklahoma City or sports podcasting space. And it's worth a listen. I think if you're listening to this, 10,000, Hogwarts house points to whichever house you want. Um,
But there
but I
there
do
are
think it's,
tons that are far better,
yeah,
even it's yeah, there's a lot.
if you
What's your
haven't
favorite
yet,
one or your favorite two?
I like three. So I like three or four of them for different reasons.
Yeah.
There's Topic Thunder has two or three of my favorite people on it, which is a really great
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Uncontested has a really fun vibe when the four guys are on, giving each other a hard time. It's a really good group.
And that's one I haven't
And
gotten
then
into yet, but I probably need to.
yeah, Jacob, who's a big nerd, helps run that one, and he's great on the mic and with his crew. And I love the different combo of Down to Dunk. I love that Monday you've
Oh.
got Michele, the Italian stallion, with all the data, and then a combination of data and kind of nomenclature
Mm-hmm.
on Wednesdays and
Yep.
Fridays. Just a good time. So
Down to dunk, the gold standard that
it's
they
true.
truly are. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, this is Thunder Up Talk, and we will talk to you later. Bye.